Thank you. Good morning to everybody. Yes, my name is Dirk Ritschel, and I'm in the role of a market development manager in the education technology department. Our offices are in Germany, in Munich, and in my role as a market development manager, I'm responsible for pilot schools, for the contacts to the Ministry of Educations, to research projects, and also to our teacher network called T-Cube. As Roger mentioned earlier this morning, TI has a long tradition and a long experience in technology, in educational technology. Texas Instruments invented more than 35 years ago the first calculator, and this is also today also our core business in the education technology department. As you can see on my slide, we have different calculators for different school types, for different grades. It starts in the elementary school. Okay, this is on the left-hand side, the little professor. It's not a calculator, it's more a learning coach. Normally you expect that the calculator gives you the result, but in that case, the calculator expects that the student gives the result. As I said, it's a learning coach. And then we have also different other types of calculator, scientific calculators, and what's more important, also in the context of this conference, graphing calculator or computer algebra systems, because they focus on the power of visualization. I think 35 years experience in the educational environment, that means also, or it represents also more than 30 years experience with schools, with teachers, with students, with the parents. It represents the experience with different school types, elementary school, middle school, higher schools, and also university. And it represents also a long tradition and experience with government officials, Ministry of Education, and related pedagogical institutes. In my short presentation, I don't want to show you too much about the history and the long tradition of education technology of Texas Instruments. I would like to tell you more about the future, especially about future technology for math and science, for physics, for chemistry, and also biology. Our newest product, this is the Ti-Nspire Platform. As you can see, this is completely different from traditional calculators. Actually, it's a software for math, and it's also a software for science, for physics, chemistry, biology. I mentioned it already. And the idea is, we don't know what will bring the future. I mean, you know, there are a lot of discussions around tablets, around iPads, around smartphones. Nobody can say what will be the hardware of the future, but our idea is to have a software that can run on different hardware platforms. On a PC, on an iPad, on an Android-based tablet, whatever. But we also believe that it makes sense to have a calculator. It's finally the decision of the school. I think it's not worth to spend more words on the PowerPoint slide. Maybe it's better to show you directly what we mean with the Ti-Nspire software. So you can see we have this also available for calculator. So just to show you the idea. Of course, it's one software and it integrates all necessary tools you need for math and science. Of course, you expect a traditional calculator from such a technology. But, I repeat it again, power of visualization. It's also important that you are able to plot functions, that you are able to do geometry, that you have lists and spreadsheet, that you have a tool to present and to analyze statistic data. And you need a tool in your classroom for science to collect data. I just want to show you some of our features, and please keep in mind what I show you here on the PC, that's also possible for a student, that he can use this and he can do the same on the handheld. For example, to plot a function. He can grab the function, he can manipulate it, and actually it's the same idea as we present here with this 3D education conference, the power of visualization. This is important, that students better understand math and achieve finally better results. Or just to show you another example. So, for students, it's important that they understand the patterns behind the math. Math is much more than just numbers. Math is beyond numbers. So, with this technology, we have also the option to integrate pictures in the software and also on the handheld. And the idea is that you have the chance to bring real math into the classroom. Not just theoretical math from traditional textbooks, but you can bring real problems from the real world into the classroom. Just to demonstrate it, here the students can figure out what will be the maximum size of this poster. This is an original exam question from 6 years ago from Germany, and the question was, this is a certain building, it has the style of a parabola, and in order to promote an exhibition, they would like to put a poster on front of this building. What would be the maximum size? And you can see you have different access to this topic. You can do this in this picture. You have lists and spreadsheets, so you can see data in a data sheet, and you have also the chance to visualize this on that way. Just to show you this short example. Pythagoras. Okay, it's quite common, but it's nice to see it in that way, I think. If we turn to science subjects, for example, you can find a periodic table in the calculator or in the software, and you get more characteristics of the elements. But you have also the chance to visualize what is the idea of this periodic table. Is there a certain order behind this ranking? You see all the elements as data points, and you can plot element weight, that's what I selected, to another characteristic, density, melting point, whatever it is. Let's take this one. So you can illustrate more and better what is the idea behind the periodic system of elements. And again, that's the power of visualization we achieve here with this type of technology, but also with the 3D in other subjects. And this is exactly the moment I would like to show our 3D options, I know. It's a little bit different from a 3D hard. But again, this is math, this is science, and imagine how you would teach this without the option of a 3D visualization. I guess it's not impossible, but it's really hard for teacher to teach, and it's really hard for students to understand. And we think that Inspire, our Inspire platform, is a platform. It's a learning tool, but it's also a teaching tool. So I just can show you some other examples. Maybe if you come later on to my booth in the exhibition hall, we can go more in detail. And so you can demonstrate the different perspectives. So this was just a very short and very quick overview about the TI platform. And I would like to go back to my presentation. You have seen Ti-Nspire. This is a software for PC, but also for traditional handhelds. And I quite often have the discussion with teachers. They say, well, prices for laptops are dropping down. It's not really expensive anymore. Battery life, there's a lot of improvement. The display size is much bigger. Why should I buy such a small device? I mean, I agree to all of those arguments, but nevertheless, I think that this type of technology shows also the experience of more than 30 years experience in this education technology. And I told to this guy, if you want, you can do the same as I do. He refused to do it, and you can see it's still working. And this is also important if we talk about technology for the classroom. Yeah? Okay, I give up. So it's stronger than me. So it's just a short example that demonstrates also the benefit of this type of technology. As I said earlier, nobody knows what will bring the future. You in Turkey, you have an interesting product or project, the Fatih project, around tablets. But nevertheless, the tablet, this is just a kind of a toolbox, and it's also important to have powerful tools in it. Tools like Ti-Nspire. When we talk about education technology from Texas Instruments, we not only talk about the technology itself, of course, handheld, that's our core business. We have software, as I presented to you, but we also develop content for teachers. It's important for them to get support if they start to use technology. You will know that if you start with a new product. And the most important asset, this is our teacher network, T-Cube. Teachers teaching with technology. In Germany, for example, we have a network of more than 300 active teachers. Active teachers, that means they are giving workshops, they develop content, they are involved in curriculum development activities, they are involved in teacher education, in teacher trainings. So they share their experience with other teachers. And this is really a very important asset for TI, but also for the teachers. It's not a salesperson from TI, it's a real teacher, and they are sharing their experiences they made with our technology. And for us, it's important to get the feedback from the teachers. It's not all the time fun, but it's very valuable for us, and finally for the teachers and for the students to achieve better results. One aspect is important to mention. It's not enough to have this technology available. It needs to be implemented into curriculum. That's the experience we made so far. It's just an example from Germany. Maybe you know we have 16 different federal states. And here in this overview, you can see that with the exception of one state in the middle, in all other federal states, this type of technology is at least allowed. In some states, it is allowed to use it. In other states, it's not only allowed, but also the Ministry of Education recommends this technology to the teachers. You don't have to, you can use it, and if you ask us, please do it. And the most important states for us are the green states. In those states, this type of technology is implemented in the curriculum and also in the high-stake exams. I could show you also other maps from other countries in Europe, America, Australia. And your representative from the Ministry of Education mentioned the PISA results. Finland is leading in math results. And they made this type of technology mandatory for the final exams. In Germany, I don't want to go too much in details. We have actually in most of the 16 states research projects together with the local Ministry of Education and with the universities that shows the benefits of using technology, that all students achieve better results, that we can better support talented students, that we also support less talented students, so that finally all students achieve better results in math and science subjects. If you want to know more about those projects, again, I invite you to our booth in the exhibition hall. And finally, I would like to show you this slide. It's my last slide for this presentation, and I'm quite proud on it. You can see the official signing ceremony between Texas Instruments and the federal state of Thüringen. You see the Minister of Education, and you see our Vice President of Texas Instruments and President of the Education Technology Department, Ms. Melanie Lovett. And last year we signed an official contract with the Ministry of Education that makes this type of technology mandatory. Just to make it clear, they didn't make TI technology mandatory, but this type of technology, computer algebra systems. Of course, there are also other competitors in the market. But finally, 83% of the schools decided for TI and decided for this calculator I showed to you. I think this is a strong message. Thank you for your patience, thank you for your interest, and if you would like to get more information, I invite you to my booth. Thank you.